In 2003, one of the world's most beloved toy brands stood on the brink of collapse. It wasn't due to a lack of ideas, rather, it was because they had too many ideas and had lost their way. This is the story of Lego, how a Danish toy company nearly went bankrupt only to stage a spectacular comeback and become a multi-billion-dollar empire. Lego was founded in 1932 by Danish carpenter Ole Kirk Christiansen. For decades, Lego dominated the toy market. Their small bricks encouraged children to be creative and build things using their imaginations. Sales kept rising, but by the late 1990s, Lego began to worry. Video games had arrived. PlayStation, Nintendo, and the internet meant children were spending less time with traditional toys. Management believed if we don't change, we'll be left behind. That was when they began expanding into all sorts of areas. Lego was no longer just selling plastic bricks. They opened theme parks, launched clothing lines, watches, video games, and a multitude of entirely new toy lines. At first glance, it looked like a growth strategy. But inside the company, things were becoming chaotic. The number of products skyrocketed. Thousands of new Lego parts had to be manufactured. Production costs spiraled out of control. Meanwhile, many products were selling poorly. By 2003, Lego reported a loss of approximately $238 million. Debt was mounting. The company faced the threat of bankruptcy. In 2004, Lego's board of directors made a bold decision, appointing Jürgen Vig Knudstorp, a former McKinsey consultant who was just 35 at the time, as CEO. It was the first time in the company's history that its leader did not come from the founding family. Knudstorp was not a toy designer. He was a pragmatic strategist who asked, what made Lego special in the first place? Lego began selling off its Legoland parks. It slashed thousands of products. It reduced the number of new plastic parts. It simplified production processes. And most importantly, it refocused on the brick building experience. At the same time, Lego began listening more closely to its fan community. Lego sets designed for adults were introduced. Product lines like Star Wars, Creator, and Architecture continued to grow. Lego stopped trying to be everything to everyone. It simply strove to become the best version of itself. The results were spectacular. By 2015, Lego had surpassed Mattel to become the world's largest toy company. Revenue had multiplied many times over compared to the crisis of 2004. This is regarded as one of the greatest turnarounds in business history. The Lego story is not about having more products. It is about understanding who you are and having the courage to return to that core identity. Sometimes, to go further, you have to start again from the very first brick.